And there you have it, guys. D.Benavidez with an alternative. If for some reason, whatever reason, he doesn't get the winner of Bivol versus Beterbiev, he's going up to Cruiserweight to take on Zurdo Ramirez for his belt. And let me counterpunch. Well, first off, you know, I think that's a good idea to a certain degree. I don't know why the fight wouldn't happen. It makes me kind of nervous when someone starts talking about alternative plans, you know. That does make me nervous because it makes you think, it puts you in the mind like, well, maybe, just maybe, you don't want to fight the winner out of Beterbiev Bivol. But it's good to know that you have a backup plan. But then I think about the winner of Beterbiev versus Bivol or Zurdo Ramirez. I have to say, the winner out of Bivol versus Beterbiev would be a harder contest for D.Benavidez. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of dangerous for him to go up to Cruiserweight as well, but also Zurdo is slower. You know, he's not as fast as those guys. Even Beterbiev, you know, Zurdo has an awkward style anyhow. You know, he's a heavy puncher, but he has to set his feet to punch. So that being said, someone like D.Benavidez, he may look at that fight with the style that Zurdo has and may say, you know what, I may need to go to Cruiserweight, you know. But another problem with that is, if he does go to Cruiserweight without fighting the winner, that means he skipped light heavyweight championship challenges all the way through, because there's only one champion, and his name is Artur Beterbiev, but he has to beat Bivol again to be the undisputed champion. So, you know what I mean? If he does that, people will talk, and they should, because it's like, okay, well, why would you go fight Zurdo Ramirez at Cruiserweight instead of staying at light heavyweight to take on the winner? You know? And in fact, people ask, why are you even talking about going to Cruiserweight anyhow? You know, you don't even know how those guys punch at light heavyweight. You know Alexander Volsnik, but you know nothing about Bivol outside of sparring, and you know nothing about Artur Beterbiev, period. So I don't know if I would take that step without tasting the best that the light heavyweight division has to offer. It's big shoes to fill talking about going fighting Zurdo Ramirez, but Zurdo, though, again, with the style, may be a better fit for him, but hence, that's probably why he's talking about going to Cruiserweight, because that is an easier challenge. I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying maybe. Okay, so I don't want people to think I'm hating on David, because I'm not. I just find it strange that he's saying that, because once you start mentioning other things, you're planting seeds. And when you plant seeds, you may be planting other situations or other outcomes, you know, or other routes that you may take, you know, subliminally to fight, you know. But I'll tell you this, if the fight with Bivol versus Beterbiev doesn't happen, and then Zurdo gets the opportunity against Jayapataya, and Jayapataya ends up knocking out Zurdo Ramirez, will he still want to go up to Cruiserweight? That's the question you got to ask yourself. So it's a lot of things you have to think about when talking or when hearing D.Benavidez talk about fighting Zurdo. Is it only Zurdo Ramirez, or is it Cruiserweight division overall, possibly trying to escape the rock versus the hard place at Cruiserweight at light heavyweight? So maybe he's trying to avoid light heavyweight because maybe those guys maybe have something for David, and then going to fight Zurdo. But if Zurdo loses to Jayapataya, you know, I think maybe that may be something that we have to deal with. Because if he has no problem fighting with Jayapataya, I would have no problem with D.Benavidez going to Cruiserweight. Me, myself, personally, because all of those options are hard. You know what I mean? I just think Zurdo is the weakest link between the two. You know? But, see, here's the thing. Something else to think about. Since David has said if that fight, or if he doesn't get the Bivol versus Beterbiev fight for undisputed, he will go fight Zurdo Ramirez. What if Zurdo Ramirez hears that and then wants to act on it? You know, that may hinder a lot of fighters' ambitions and choices when they know they have another option. See, Zurdo Ramirez may be in talks with Jaya Bataya. Maybe, maybe not. That's the fight that people want to see at Cruiserweight, right? That's the fight at Cruiserweight. That's the clash. That's that one. But if a side hears, hey, you know, David Benavidez, that was currently at 168, now that at 175, he said if he doesn't get that fight, if he's not going to fight the winner of Bivol versus Beterbiev, he'll fight you. You know what I mean? I don't want people to hear things like that, because it's you know, those options give you hesitancy. People become hesitant, there you go, hesitant when given another option. And I don't know if that's the case in this situation, but it could be. Because you don't want to start throwing ideas around and then all of a sudden, you know, you got all these options and then you don't really know where to go because you have so many options. You know, hopefully it's not a political thing, because I don't know who Zurdo is signed with now. You know what I mean? That's the only other reason that I have for David wanting to go up to Cruiserweight to fight Zurdo, because he didn't say Cruiserweight to fight whoever. He said Cruiserweight to fight Zurdo Ramirez. You know, maybe in Mexico versus Mexico, maybe. I don't know. You know, that could be the case, you know. So I'm just looking for other alternatives, because I don't think David's scared. But, you know, he has to pick one of those fights. That's why I hope Jaya Bataya fights Zurdo Ramirez, so we'll know if he has that same energy going to to Cruiserweight if that fight doesn't happen between Bivol and Beterbiev winner. But you guys tell me what you think of David Benavidez stating that he will go and fight Zurdo Ramirez and move to Cruiserweight if he doesn't get the fight at light heavyweight for the undisputed championship of the world. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunching. Peace!